Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm working on the never-ending Ranger. I hate this thing with a passion. I think I finally got it figured out. I think it's a computer. Let's put it in and see what happens. This thing has totally bested me. Yeah, I am done. I came in, it was running super bad, like hardly even move. The clutch was completely toast. So I ended up replacing the clutch. I put a Dura clutch in it, and that helped a bunch. And now the problem is when you start it up, it'll like maybe run for, I don't know, 30 seconds sometimes. Maybe it runs for an hour or two, and it will just kind of do like a and come back up, and then every now and again it'll just like and like it'll die, and like the computer thinks it's stalled and cuts power to the fuel pump and ignition. And I have been chasing my tail on it. So I've been through it. First, like, started with the basics, which like on these farm Rangers, it's always fuel. Like, I've had so many that people have them out on their farms, and they have like a bulk fuel tank, and they fill them up, and they have like rust in the tank or water in the tank or something. Like, oh yeah, it feels good, I get it out of my bulk tank. I'm like, really? So, just come over here, real easy to pop the fuel pump out and check. Well, this one was clean. The fuel pump, when I first hooked up and tested pressure, these ones are supposed to be, oh crap, I think they're supposed to be 43 psi, like plus or minus 3 psi, and it was like a 50 or so. Which I'm like, okay, sweet, we got good fuel pressure. Sat out here, it ran for 3 hours just fine with the fuel pressure gauge hooked up to it. And then all of a sudden I like was out there, just happened to be out there when it happened, and I watched the fuel pressure just like burp and just drop down to like 15 pounds or something, but it was still running. I was like, okay, well, that's bad. So we put new fuel pump in it, then went down the line, and I checked compression. Compression was low. We were like 80 pounds, I believe. And I did a leak down check, and it was pretty bad too. So these ones have adjustable valves, like old school manual adjusting valves on the rockers. And so I adjusted valves and did that and got it up, and compression was better. We were like 120, but it was like failing a leak down. And I think what was going on is it was actually fuel washed the cylinder, and we're having fueling issues and something like that, and it fuel washed the cylinder. So we actually put some oil down the cylinder and let it sit for a while and cranked it over a few times with the plug out, and then let that settle. And I actually got the compression to bump back up to like what is it at now? I think it was at like 160 or so. So that's pretty good. But yeah, so next, these things vibrate like a Harley Davidson. Like, they sit here and just rattle. So the harness just sits here and just rubs on everything, and it likes to wear holes through the harness. And I checked that, so that's why I have all the loom off of the harness right now. There's all the loom over there. And I dug through it. I found I think I'm up to like 8 wires that I found that were rubbed through, and I fixed those, and I'm still having the issue. It's like, gosh dang it. Like, what now? So somebody had messed with the throttle position sensor. That was adjusted wrong. So I set that. You set that with a voltmeter, with a fluke. So I set that. I made sure that somebody had messed with the throttle stop on the throttle cable. So I set that so it's not pushing on that at all. I checked for seals because it's really common on these things for like this little boot in between, or some of them don't have the aluminum intake manifold here and they're rubber, especially the carbureted ones, and those ones will crack and then they get unmetered air going through into the motor, and that'll make them run weird. So I took and sprayed starting fluid all the way around while it's running. It doesn't change the idle at all, so I know that's good. The idle air control motor up here, that guy was like really sticky and jumpy, and when you turn the key on and it cycles it would like jump back and forth real bad. So I put some lube on that and got it to like clear up a little bit, so it was doing a little better. Checked all the grounds, which the grounds usually go down here to the frame, so I cleaned all them up, scuffed them up, checked all the wires and everything, and I even added a secondary ground cable. I'm gonna put this back to the frame once I'm done, but just for now it's testing so I can know I have a good solid ground. Check the ground over to the computer. I got the loom on the tape all off of this thing so I could check all the pins and stuff. So we pulled out the fuel injector, and I was wondering if it was maybe leaking, and that was causing my fuel wash on the cylinder. So pulled out the fuel injector. You can zip tie it to the fuel rail and pull the whole rail off, and then I had it plugged in and cranked it over and like watching the spray, and it's spray, 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 and it stops while you're still cranking, and then it's like spray, 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 stop, spray, 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 stop. So it was doing some weird stuff. They're like, okay, maybe the injector's bad. Like, all right, well, let's test that. So I put a Noid light on, and let me show you what it is doing currently. So here, let's crank it. See it going away? Yeah, so it sits there and lights up, and then it drops away, and then it comes back. So I think that was like my little hit and like the little miss in the idle. So every now and again it's dropping that fuel injector and it's losing fuel, and that's what's making it jump and bump around. So like, okay, well, maybe it's the crank pickup, because crank's position sensors on like the newer ones are more common. Well, this one's like built into the stator and stuff down on that side of the motor, and I checked the connectors and the wires going to it, and okay, well, I pulled a spark plug wire and hooked on a tester, and we have a spark tester, which I think I have a video of it. I'll see if I can include it in here. But the spark tester, with it stretched way out, it didn't miss a beat at all. It just kept sparking and doesn't do what this thing's doing. Yeah. So since I have good solid spark all the time, but my injector pulse is failing, I know that my crank pickup is good because the spark and the injector pulse are getting the same signal to from the computer, or the same signal going into the computer is giving both those things their power. So if the coil is good and we're not losing spark, then I know it's something in the injector side and it's not the pickup off the crank. So I actually took and jumpered into the back here on the positive, because you get solid ignition hot when the key's on, and then the ground to the injector is controlled by the computer, so that's what's pulsing it every time it fires. So I put straight battery power right from the battery into the power side, and that doesn't change anything. It still gets that drop in the light, so I know it's on the ground side. So then I probed into the ground side, and then I found that one over here. I ohm checked them, and they test good. But anyways, I just added a jumper wire straight from the connector over to the back of the pin on here. and that still did the same thing, didn't fix it. So this is where it's gotten me to a computer. Well, this computer is pretty much non-available from Polaris at all, and I found one on eBay, and it has a different part number. It's 401-3057, and the new one I got is 401-3455, but says it comes from the same make and model, and that's what it was programmed for. They have the same pin count and everything, so I'm gonna plug it in and see what happens. Okay, new computer plugged in. Fuel pump works. Solenoid works. Let's see if this sparks. Ah! It's still dropping spark or ignition pulse. Now what do we do? Maybe it is the pickup? I don't know. Guess we're using our free eBay returns and returning this computer. How much they vibrate. Wow, it does seem to be running much better, even though we're still getting that injector pulse. Got no check engine light, idling 1180, 1200. Oop. There it is. That little stumble was a little one. Belt's not spinning. Their secondary's not spinning, so that's good. Nothing. I don't think it's anything to do with our clutch. I think it's just that injector pulse. Well, it's running. It does have like a slight little drop every now and again. Not quite sure. I'm not completely happy with it because I can still have that injector pulse drop. I think it's gonna have problems. It's done this to me already where I thought it was good. I called the customer, I'm like, hey, it's doing great. Went to load it on the trailer. As soon as I pulled it on the trailer, it just boop, 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 and dies. It's terrible. I still don't know what it is. It's doing pretty well right now though with this new computer. I don't know. When I take it and like jerked on the harness and everything, like moved everything around, it just doesn't seem to. Pulling on like the pickup wire over here off the stator, injector wire. I don't think it's any wiring. Because you think if the wiring was bad, if I could move them around and have it mess up. But it's not. Well, it's back together and running. Let's go take it for a test drive. She's idling smooth. It's holding good. Well, alright, I forgot to film a closing scene video for you, so in that case, I'm here. That Ranger 500 was a pain in the ass, but it's finally out of my shop. Drove good on the last drive. Customer picked it up. I haven't heard a peep in about a week, so I'm going to call that a win. Yeah, my bad for the gap in uploads. I've been buried. The Wrecked Expedition is done. I got the Can-Am X3 wrapped up, and we're heading to the Mint 400 in a few days. So next up should be some race car prep, loading up the trailer, loading up all of our parts and extra gear and tools and everything, and then the trip down to Vegas. So make sure you've subscribed so you don't miss anything, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.